Kings, this is the day that the Lord has made. The word says, let us rejoice and be glad in it. I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. Not a building that we got unlocked, but a building that we live with, we sleep with, we eat with, we take a bath with, we go to work with, we go to school with, we talk with. Come on, let us go into the house of the Lord. My God. I just thank God for what He has done thus far. Thank you for how He has blessed us and kept us. And I'm going to tell y'all, my prayers go out to the Franklin Beverly's family. When I listen to this, and I've been listening to it, we lost our brother. He's with our ancestors now. But it took me back, evangelist, to the times when we were young, and these kind of songs would bring us together at family reunions and school reunions and just getting together, just having fun. I remember we sent everybody out driving around, everybody playing their music, enjoying, and this just brought so much love and so much depth into the family that we knew that we was marinated so deep in love that we could not come and not acknowledge our brother. They put some awesome music out that represent our culture. They say we are one. I don't know about y'all, but we are one. Because when you think about it, no devil in hell can stop what God is getting ready to do. No devil in hell can cause separation to stay permanent. Come on here. We are one. Woo! That's the name tonight. We are one because we want to get to the point that we can come together and reason together. Y'all see me wearing this black comb Joe. It is a Ethiopian restaurant fabric. Told my sister, I said, sis, give me one of them shirts. I promise you, we gonna put y'all out there. We gonna let everybody know. Y'all must try it. It is, I'm gonna say, dangerously addictive. Woo! I'm just saying. It's just good. I sent a little emoji to Prophet here, and I was like, I fried some beautiful sea bass today, and I was just like, oh my God. So good. You know how you get. And I was talking to one of the apostles, and I was like, she's like, since we grew up eating with our hands. I don't know about y'all. When we was at those reunions, or we get together, our greens, we wouldn't use a fork, and we done got so sophisticated now. But we wouldn't use those forks. We would take them greens and that cornbread and smash it all together. And I'm like, woo! Because I watch the food shows, even when they in Africa, they eat with their hands. But we haven't gotten so dignified. Y'all know how we are. We have to use the right symbols. We have to have the right fork, the right spoon, the right But those were the days. We put a little hot sauce or salt on it, and you didn't need no type. You didn't even have to worry about washing silverware. Everybody use your hand, mild, greasy. Woo! Can y'all just see that catfish coming out of the grease? And my dad over there doing all the crab legs and the crawfish, just pulling them out of the. Woo! You talking about good grill going? I gotta tell you, my daughter's like, Mom, I love your smoker. We coming up there. Can we fry a turkey? We can do whatever you want to do. Okay? Just make sure you do it before I hit airway, okay? Just make it happen before I go to another country. But I thank God for what He is doing today. Somebody say, God be the glory. Thank God. And I want to give out also a condolence to the Jackson 5. Tito Jackson died yesterday. I think he was 70 years old. Yeah, we never know when we're leaving out of here. But one thing about it, we are promised to come in. And we're promised to leave up out of here. Now God is leaving the in-between to us to get it. Make sure we make in the right direction. Because what? We won. And this is what we talk about even in our meeting. We are one. Because we've been separated too long. That we got to take all the agendas down. All of the boards down. Come on here. All of the curtains. Let them hang where they hang. Because it is so time that we come together and realize, we need each other. I'm out here campaigning, and I'm telling you, just this past weekend, talking to young men, they was, like he's like, look, I just don't know who to vote for because I'm 53 years old. I'm a crip. I've been to prison, and he said. And then Kamala is the one sent me there. I said, wait, hold on. Now, can I get real with you? Thank God that you're out of prison. Now what I need you to do as a 53-year-old man is go back and tell those younger ones that still call themselves fighting over territory, colors, never understood that. How much of that land do you own? How much taxes are you paying? Oh my God. What's your interest rate on that? What are you producing off of that land? But I said, let me say this to you. I said, you just said to me that, because we was talking to different veterans and stuff, with different people, just really promoting. Because y'all, I'm going to tell you, if I meet you or whoever I'm talking to, I'm going to always close the conversation with, where are you at? Or I'm going to open it, where are you at? Did it again? Yes, I'm just like, But let me say, he was saying, well, when she locked me up, I said, but you just told me you was in a gang. When you are living a gang life or a criminal life, we got to get real, my black people. There is no way as a prosecutor can you be biased because your job is to deal with crime. And I said, she had no other alternative. So y'all stop going around with all of this lies and spread. Oh, she just locked up black men. She did not just lock up black men. It was criminal activity. And when I said that to him, he got quiet. It's like, dang, you made sense. Yes. Think about what you just said. I said, but I think God has restored you, your wife, you have a family now, you're doing good, you're manifesting business, you're doing your business, and I said, I am proud of you as my brother, as my brothers and sisters. I'm proud of you. It's good to see our people flourish because God is not willing that we perish, but we're perishing because of lack of knowledge and understanding. One thing, we don't understand a lot of things, and we're lacking a wisdom of knowing how to conduct or to marinate or talk to somebody or think about a situation. We have a one-track mind sometimes. We want to say everybody else is at fault. But we got to realize that we be at fault. And after I got him to realize that, Pastor Stevens, I said to him, now, you said, he said, I'm going to go with my people now. I said, let me ask you this, because I'll come with you. Let me go talk to him. That's my MO. Give me them street boys. Give me them street men. Give me them street women. Give them to me, because why? Make sure and master them into the masterpiece that God has already created. They're already genius. They want to run a business, but we want to do it legally, okay? So I said to him, I said, let me go talk. He said, I tell you what, I'm going to set up a meeting. Because I need you to show me how we can merge the blood, the crib, I met another one that said he was a disciple Lord. Okay, I need to bring the disciple Lord in. You're going to be a disciple for Yeshua. See, we got to have a plan. Most people would run from them, and then he was just like, I never had nobody that really talked to me like this, because usually people just, shy away. Well, I'm not one. They say, you're not from here. No. I said, you know what I said? ATL shout. I said, but let me say, he said, look at you. Tell it, hey, I'm like Paul, I'm going to do like the Romans do. Come on here. I can meet you where you are. I am not that deep that I'll be like, oh, praise God, glory to God. We're going to make sure that you don't die and go to hell. I didn't even bring that up, prophets. I said to him, let's bring this thing together. Merge it. Because of what we're facing, we need our black men to be up front. We need those soldiers. Because we got lunatic spirits out here spreading lies, propaganda, putting people's lives in jeopardy, even though we are faking assassinations. Oh, did I say that? Yeah, I said that. Poor me. But then they had the audacity to say, what they need to do now is to go around each neighborhood, see who has a Harris and a Watts sign in their yard, write the addresses down. So if they don't make this thing happen, because I said to him, you do know they are planning on stealing the election. You do know that, right? You do know how vital this is, right? You do know what's at stake, right? See, the more that we educate ourselves, we can educate them. They can go back and educate their people. Because go talk to your people. And then call me and let me know what day can we meet together. Oh, the Bible said let us come and reach together. I was like, God, you made me a bold something. I'm just bold enough to meet vice lords, general lords. Hey, even Venezuela's gangs that supposed to be taking over Aurora. Y'all, not so. I thank God that I can reach. God has allowed me to talk to all type of people, from gay to straight to in between to all these new language now. I go by he, she, baby, I don't know all of that language, but just let me talk to the person I'm seeing in front of me. Whoever want to take it back to that little person, you take it back to them. But let me talk to you. And God has a way of allowing me to reach them. Y'all, I be just loving them. I think I don't went over the cuckoo nest for Yeshua. Just keep on loving. Can you imagine? This is what my father was out. He was in those streets. He was ministering. He was talking. He grabbed them. He didn't down them. He grabbed them. And because we had an intelligent conversation without me judging, oh, you've been to prison? I didn't run from that. Everybody that's locked up might not need to be there. Now, there are some innocent people who have been done wrong. Just like the 5 that somebody wanted, the orange people be one of them assassinated and killed. Have you ever thought about what you put in the atmosphere always has a way of coming home when the rooster crows? The rubber meets the road. You got to be careful what karma you putting out there because it might show up at your door and you just don't know how to deal with it. Oh, I love realness. I keep it real. I said, my brothers, I'm like this. Like, we need you. We need our black men to stand up and be men. Recognize who God made you. Recognize that you are a king. Women, recognize who you are. Don't allow anybody to put you in a box and put you in a position that makes you feel less than what you are. And you don't even know who you are because you're searching and you're trying. I don't know who I am. Baby, can I get real with you? You better get some backbone. Because I'm going to tell y'all this thing is real. This thing has no good agenda. But one thing about it, as long as they can keep us separated, like I keep telling them, they are winning. We are allowed Satan to have his way. But when we put down all the cards on the table, say, forget this. Because the things, I'm 60 now. The things that I used to think about prophets, the things I used to worry about, baby, that don't matter no more. It just goes out the window. Why? Is because I don't have time to be thinking about that. So I'm not trying to cut my life short. I'm not trying to cut off my light bill. I'm trying to stay here as long as God wants me to. I'm like Paul. I got to finish my course. But with all that said, woo, glory to God. I am excited because I know that we're going to have this meeting. And I want to just, no. You ain't scared of the guns? No. What can you do to me that's going to take me permanent away from God? Only thing that's going to take me from God is if I make my decision to go to hell. But I belong to the Father. Can you imagine? Yeshua walking through the gang territory, walking through all that adversity. Ooh, don't go in that neighborhood, girl, it's bad. Well, that might be the neighborhood God telling you to go into. But the devil got you on the run, you scared. I'm scared. I'm just scared. Don't even know why you scared. You're just afraid. But you gotta realize, people talk a talk, but when you put that footwork on ground, you talking to the rejected. Yeah, I'm talking to drug dealers, pimps, I don't care. Whatever you are. Let me get your attention. Where you at? Where you at? Because what makes a decision now will affect us through the rest of our lives. Not only that, it will leave a legacy back here for our children's children if we don't set the standards. Do y'all understand? It's time to set the standards. Just like they allowed that young lady in Georgia to die at 20 years old because they refused to give her a DNC because they were afraid to be prosecuted, put in prison, and possibly put up to die, death sentence. But now, who's gonna take care of her baby she left behind? Who's gonna pay for that life? Because she could have had another child. I don't know that situation. Maybe, I don't know if it was rape. We don't know if it was incest. We don't know none of it. That is between her and God. That is between you and your physician. And when we have the audacity to intimidate people that take care of people to save lives, to now put lives in danger, that every doctor that did, that looked over her chart, when they did the autopsy, they said she did not have to die. Unnecessary death. Y'all better think about what we're doing. I got daughters. I got granddaughters. Will I be for it? No. But I don't know what might be at stake. That is, we are not gods. We are to come together, find out how we can fix ourselves and help fix our community. I'm sitting up there like, Lord, I didn't realize it was this many black people up in front of mine. But I'm going to take every advantage of it. Come on. Because I need to know what my people are. My people. I'm proud to be that black Cherokee black folk. Got a little Irish in there too. Every last one of y'all got something in you. We are the only race of people, prophets, that can make every color. Do y'all realize how powerful we are? Do you realize how important that blood is? Ooh, we are the only ones. I was telling an older gentleman last night, he said, my mom raised me around black people. Good. Now I need to know where you at. I said, because I'm going to tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you. We made y'all. Y'all didn't make us. We're vital in the United States. United States, you ought to be glad that you have us here. You ought to honor. Like, God, thank you. Them some resilient people. Thank you. And I'm telling y'all, we are some resilient people. We must realize how valuable you are. I'm getting ready to show you a couple of videos, but before I show you a video, I want us to open up our word just for a minute with the opening up, because I will get excited. Isaiah 19, starting at the 14th verse. The Lord has mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof. Can we be the first people? Because this black Conjo means Nigerian, okay? So can we be the first to say what God fixed up for us? We have literally destroyed what He desired for us to do as people. The Lord has mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Woo. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or the tail, the branch or the rush may do. And in that day shall Egypt be like unto a woman, and it shall be afraid and fear because the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which He shaketh over it. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Better understand what's happening. Everyone that maketh mention therefore shall be afraid in himself, because the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which He hath determined against it. That lets me know God is for His people. Do y'all understand? He is for His people. He said, I'm going to allow that perverse spirit to come in. And everything has been in error. But count it all joy. We got some Jacobs in the house. We got some Davis in the house. Come on. We got some Victorias in the house. We got some Alicia's in the house. We got Amanda's in the house. We got a Velvet in the house. We got Octavia in the house. We got Steve in the house. We got Logan in the house. We got them in the house, Bishop. We got them. But he was saying, I'm going to show them that I've been with you all the time. How many understand that God is going to show your haters that I've been with them all the time? Did y'all? Did y'all? Did y'all hear me? I've been with them all the time. I want you to watch this first.
Another story which is absolutely crazy. So people were emailing this here. And so Javion McGee is a trucker out of Chicago who was found at the base of a tree in North Carolina. This video has gone viral. And so we want to play this video for you. Check this out.
Hey y'all, I would have never thought I had to make this kind of post on my TikTok, but my family desperately needs your help. This is my little cousin, Javion McGee. He's from Chicago, Illinois. He was 21 years old and would have been 22 in a few weeks. He was found hanging from a tree in Henderson, North Carolina yesterday. He drove trucks, so that was his reason for even being out there. The police officers are trying to say that he went to Walmart and purchased a rope and hung himself. We obviously don't believe that, and we are just asking for your help to push his story out there. This isn't covered on any local platforms. No news stations, radio, none of that. So we're trying to push it out there. We really need your help. The police officers in the coroner's office are giving us a hard time, not allowing his mom to identify the body. At one point, they told her she can't identify the body due to COVID. And then the next day, today, they told her the father has to give her permission for that, which he said that he would. She asked if they could send her pictures at least. They told her yes, and then turned around and told her, oh, I don't think that you want to see your son like that. Come on. Like, this is just very devastating for my family, and we really need to push this story out there. So if y'all could please repost this video, keep saying his name, Javion McGee, hashtag justice for Javion, and we are gonna fight for him, and we are standing behind my cousin 100%, and they're not getting away with this. So please share this video. Thank you.
Now, folks, just a few moments ago, Reverend Dr. William Barber sent me this statement here. He is calling for a thorough investigation into his death. The death of a young person is hard and painful enough, but in this circumstance, we must have truth and transparency. Hanging, whatever the cause, is not a form of death that can be easily dismissed, particularly here in the South, where it has been used as a weapon of terror against black families for generations. I join attorneys Daniels and Merritt, of course, as they seek transparency, truth, and justice for Javion McGee and his family. We must and will find out what has happened. The family is represented by Harry Daniels, Lee Merritt, and also a North Carolina attorney, Jason Keith. When you look at what Ben Crump talked about there, I'm going to go back to our panel here, and I'm going to start with you, Matt. When you look at what he talked about here, I mean, he's right. You continue to have these cases of police brutality. You have cases like this where the family's like, wait a minute, hold up. Like, is there a real investigation going on? And folks simply want answers. And unfortunately, we continue to have this sort of blatant disregard for the concerns and the feelings of these black families. And you got to ask yourself the question, do you see this happen with non-black folks?
You don't. And I know that you're saying that is kind of the question that you extrapolate from that, but that's the truth. I feel like a lot of times you don't. You know, it's a difficult thing, especially in cases that are not straight ahead for the police. Oftentimes they don't do a good job of communicating to families what it is they're actually trying to accomplish. But, you know, frankly, the corollary here is just like in the medical context. There are a lot of black people who have said historically, I know something's wrong. I tell the doctor, she doesn't believe me. And I find out later that I was right. There was something wrong. The same is true with a lot of these cases. And sometimes the police, you know, in my experience as a prosecutor, a lot of times they get a very simple, myopic view on a case, and they will not go beyond that simple myopic view. And when it relates to black people, particularly something like Javion McGee, right? The family says, we know him. He is not the kind who would do this. They don't start with that premise. They start with the easy decision, which is, we believe he went to Walmart and bought a rope. And here's the reality. Sometimes the evidence will bear that out. But oftentimes police, when dealing with black families, at least in my experience, will start with the premise that either there wasn't a crime or that what the family is telling them is not correct and won't work from the standpoint of perhaps it's true. And in the instance of a young man like Javion McGee, that is such a thing that is so stark and so jarring that, you should start with the premise that there is likely criminal activity afoot here and not necessarily a suicide unless you've got compelling evidence to that end. So I've seen that in my own career, that police do this. But I will say, to be fair and balanced, a lot of times people's expectations of how quickly an investigation should happen or how quickly they should get information are not always realistic. And sometimes that gulf between is what you see reported in the news and what creates a lot of the issues, because frankly, for law enforcement to be able to do their jobs, they do also have to have the ability to investigate. And sometimes their inability to communicate what they're finding or what they're working on and to do so quickly is what creates the issue. So I think one of the big issues is there has to be better transparency and there has to be a better system of communicating to families. We are, in fact, working hard on this issue. And I think both things can be true. But I have seen that police often do not take black families' complaints at face value and investigate those with the idea that, in fact, there may be something criminal afoot. But I will say, as it relates to Javion McGee, I saw that Jason Keith posted that on his Instagram. And they've got a very, very strong, solid team of people who will investigate and get to the bottom of that. So God willing, there will be answers for that family sooner than later.
When you talk about blackness and what happens in black culture, we're about covering these things that matter to us, speaking to our issues and concerns.
This is a genuine. Let me say, this is why it is so important that we be involved and get involved. This young man had no prior suicidal attempts. This is about the second hanging in 2 weeks. We had young men in California hanging in parks. We got young men going to college coming up missing, saying that they drove their own self into the lake and killed themselves. Saying that our young men are wrapping up in mats and dying. But when you go back and look at the autopsy, his body reminds me of the young man, what was his name, that they beat in Mississippi. I want to call his name right now. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Emmett Till. If you look at his autopsy, if you can stomach it, it is work. I commend the black Israelites. Over 5,000 of them are marching the streets in Valdosta, Georgia. I didn't stay that far from that area. It's a whole lot of us coming up missing, kind of dead, suicide, by hate, on the way to be adopted, decide to kill us. Y'all, make it make sense. It's not making sense. And we so busy caught up with foolishness, we're not paying attention. We gotta sound wrong. I wonder why prophets no publicity is about this. This is the second one. In 2 weeks. Talking about writing people's addresses down. What they gonna do? Y'all think in November the 5th, when that election go down, do y'all think that there's gonna be a peaceful? Pay attention. We gotta stop walking around like, I almost said, dumb blind. My hair is blonde, but I want to wear it. And I ain't dumb at all, so let me take that back. But we got to come to that position that we got to come up out of the air and see life. We're so consumed with the foolishness till we're not understanding what's going on. My babies, these children are dying. Y'all, do you understand? All of them that are putting all these lies and talking against people and causing harm to come to people because of your lies. That blood is crying. That blood is crying from your tree. And you don't realize how deep that rooted tree is. You didn't realize who you took out. You did better just leaving them alone. Y'all better pay attention. I have children. I have grandbabies, nieces and nephews. You're not going to tell me that you're not going to let me see my child. Because it's going to be problems. Legally. We got to start making a stand. We got to stop being passive, sitting back to, no. God is saying, get up, and if we are dependent on God to do everything that He told us to do, why do you think He sent us here? It doesn't make sense that you putting all this pressure to I'm gonna let God fix it. He said you do it. I'll go with you. Moses, go. Joshua, go. I'm with you. David, go. I'm with you. We gonna say, I'm gonna let God fix it. Well, you know what? Y'all gonna still be sitting there. And you gonna get some crazy news. You gonna be like, girl, I thought you fixed it. He said, I told you to. Cry loud and spare not. Watch.
I'm joined now by NBC News Washington correspondent Yamiche Alcindor and Guerlain Joseph, co-founder and executive director of Haitian Bridge Alliance. Thank you both for being here. Yamiche, I'm going to go straight to you because you've been in Springfield doing a lot of reporting. I want to play some of what J.D. Vance told you as you tried to question him about the lie he was spreading about Haitian immigrants. Here it is.
Senator Vance, what do you say to Haitian Americans and Haitian immigrants who say spreading false claims about them put their lives at risk?
Well, I don't think that no one has spread false claims. What they've said is that a small migrant community, 20,000, so it's big for the city of Springfield, but it's small compared to all Haitians in the United States of America, that small migrant community has caused a lot of problems.
What problems?
It's a good question, Joy, and good evening. What I've heard from residents and from Haitian immigrants there is that these Haitian immigrants came, as you said, at the invitation of Springfield because their population was actually decreasing and there were stores and businesses closing and the city wanted to attract new people. So they really made it an appeal to Haitian immigrants and told them there are going to be new jobs here. Also, it's going to be an affordable place to live. And what I've heard from Haitian immigrants is that this was a city that has been very welcoming to them. Life has been very good for them. They've been very much sort of welcomed as a part of that community. There are libraries that hired Haitian interpreters and other businesses to make sure that they could really accommodate people. Now, I have heard from some residents who believe the lies of former President Trump, and think that they're credible. And they say that there are social services issues, that the hospitals are overwhelmed, and city officials have said that they do want more resources to go to Springfield so that they can accommodate this population. It's about 15,000 Haitians have come in the last few years, according to state officials. But from my reporting on the ground, I can tell you that there's no credible evidence of Haitians abusing animals or doing anything that J.D. Vance and former President Trump are saying. And the vast majority of residents that I talked to welcomed them. One woman told me, I used to go into the grocery store and then the grocery store started closing. When the Haitians showed up, we got more grocery stores. So that is what people on the ground have been telling me. I mean, I should also just say, this has real world consequences. I interviewed one man that Gurleen put me in touch with, who told me about the fact that he is scared because he came here just a few months ago, 28 years old. He said, all I do is go to church and go to school. All I do is go to church and go to work. And he told me that his coworkers are asking him repeatedly if he eats cats. And he told me that that's depressing for him because he fled insecurity in Haiti, and now he feels insecure because he's in Springfield because he's scared that people are going to target him. So he's dealing with a lot of mental health issues now. And he told me he's really sad. He said, I didn't want to leave my country, but I had to come here.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that, and Ghislaine, welcome to the show. And that is the issue that a lot of immigrants face is, this sort of demonization that often is around food. Like we've seen this done to Chinese immigrants. We've seen this done to Vietnamese immigrants. We've seen it done to African immigrants. And this sort of idea of trying to otherize people and sort of accuse you of doing things as far as, food is not uncommon. But I want to play one more clip. And this is J.D. Vance again talking to Yamiche, but I want you to respond to it. He's claiming that Haitians are spreading communicable diseases. This is another thing Haitian immigrants have faced in this country, this particular slime. But here's J.D. Vance spreading it.
That small migrant community has caused a lot of problems. It's led to higher rates of communicable diseases. That's a verifiable fact. It's led to animals disappearing. Many of my constituents have said that has been happening. It's led to higher home prices. That is a verifiable fact.
Ghislaine, before I let you in, I would just want to do a quick fact check of James David. And this is the fact check that you all should tell a friend about. Spreading communicable diseases, false. Clark County health officials have said that the county is at its lowest rate of communicable disease since 2016. Eating animals, lie. Multiple Springfield officials have received 0 reports related to pets being stolen and eaten. Higher home prices is a more nuanced question. Springfield's housing problems predate the arrival of Haitian migrants. Local rents did increase from May 2022 through 2023, but have now stabilized. Underinvestment and lack of code enforcement are the cause, and population decline, which has left homes vacant and in disrepair, is the problem, not Haitian migrants. Your thoughts, Ghislaine?
Thank you so much, Troy, for having me, and thank you to my dear sister, Yamiche. This is not lost on us. We have been there before. And the idea of people coming from Haiti bringing disease, we have dealt with that before. That almost broke our community back in the 1980s, 1990s. But we resisted, and we are here. The reality is that we cannot allow this hateful narrative to be part of what we are doing moving forward. It is imperative that Mr. Vance, Mr. Trump, and all of those people who are continuing this false narrative and create hate and divide the communities where they should be welcoming people and agree and accept the fact that these are lies and they must stop doing that.
I want to add here that this is not new for J.D. Vance or for Donald Trump. On Vance's part, he said that he doesn't care. Let me just play what he said to Yamiche about whether he is even concerned that he is harming people in the Haitian community. Here he is.
What do I think is a bigger problem, insulting 20,000 people or the fact that my constituents can't live a good life because Kamala Harris opened the border? I think it's Kamala Harris needs to do her job.
And then I will add that Donald Trump has a very long history of demonizing Haitians. And this was including denying TPS status to Haitians on improper grounds back when he was president in 2019. And there's also a history of him saying Haitians should not be allowed here because they all, quote unquote, have AIDS. It was Haiti he was referring to, along with Nigeria, when he made his S-hole countries comment. He said these things to John Kelly, his then chief of staff. So he's got a long history of particularly demonizing Haitians. What do you make of the fact that this person, Donald Trump, is saying these things about this community even after he's told they are lies and after bomb threats are going into schools? And J.D. Vance as well.
I think the reality is all of that is deeply rooted in anti-Black racism. Let's put it exactly where it is. It is coming into the idea that Black people in these United States of ours are bringing a disease. The same story that has been happening for the past 400 years is the same story that they are holding on to. And the reality is that they attacked Haitians because they know for a fact that Haiti continues, even in the state that of despair and political instability, we continue to be a beacon of hope and liberation of freedom. That's what we represent. To be able to bring the anti-Black racism, this white supremacist ideologies and speech that will continue to create not only hate on the Haitian community, but on all Black people in the United States. We have to understand and center the fact that this is rooted in anti-Black racism, white supremacists, and that's what we are dealing with.
Indeed. I will note that President Biden today said about Haitian Americans, I want to say he wants to take a moment to say something like so many Americans. He bigged up Karine Jean-Pierre, who is his White House spokesperson, who is Haitian American. And he talked about her as a proud Haitian American and noted that the Haitian community is under attack in America right now and expressed his support doing the opposite of what Donald Trump is doing. I will also note there are 735,000 Haitian American residents in this country who can vote. So look sharp, Republicans. You might be hurting yourselves in places like Florida. Yamiche Alcindor, Guerlain Joseph, thank you very much.
There is also unfortunate situation targeting the Haitian immigrants as eating pets or ducks. So we do not have that in our culture.
A Haitian community activist in Springfield speaking out against those false claims about people in his community eating pets and wildlife. He thanks the city's mayor and police for also rejecting those claims, saying there's no evidence to any of the reports. We've told you this week about how Springfield is in the political spotlight and front and center in the hot-button issue of immigration.
And of course, we've been talking about this for days now. Despite the claims being called out as flat-out false, it's something a number of Republican leaders have called out this week, including former President Donald Trump. A big part of it has to do with a 911 call making its way across social media as a witness claims to see immigrants catching geese in the city.
Now, it happened in August. Today, police there released that call to ABC6.
I see a group of Haitian people, there was about 4 of them, they all had geese in their hands. And I saw that, I'm like, yeah, this has got to be recorded.
How many geese did they have?
They each had 1.
All right, listen to this. According to this report, the caller could tell they were Haitian because he heard them speaking Creole. We reached out to the caller. He did not want to talk to us on camera, but said police and ODNR followed up with him. We've reached out to ODNR to see if a report has been filed. We have yet to hear that.
The claims being made about Haitian immigrants in Springfield had pastors across the area coming together to speak out about what it's doing to the community. Our Stephanie Bray kicks off our team coverage with more on their message.
Well, nearly 20 pastors were here this afternoon addressing Springfield being in the spotlight, and each person who spoke was debunking all of those rumors, saying that immigrants eating wildlife and people's pets is just simply not true. Many people spoke this afternoon, and the whole press conference was more about sending the message of love and welcoming immigrants and really just anyone to the area. And while they did plead for more resources to help maintain so many people, they also had emotional responses about what they're calling misinformation. They also heard from a leader within the Haitian community here in Springfield.
No, they are not eating cats. And as our government said, dogs. We haven't seen one account of that. And let me assure you that if that was happening here in our city, I would have received complaints about it. People, high-ranking people in power, should try to control their narrative, their rhetoric, because what they say can affect an entire country, can affect a community, can affect mental health of people, especially a vulnerable group of people. So we believe that we believe in humanity. We believe that they can do better.
And after the press conference, the group held a prayer and then was calling on state and national leaders for an apology. On your side in Springfield, I'm Stephanie Dupre, ABC 6 News.
Numbers 10, the 35th chapter, verse, I'm sorry. Now you heard me open up with Isaiah 19, starting at the 14th verse. You heard me talk about that. That was for Israel's sake. In Isaiah, God will overthrow Babylon. He is still Israel's covenant God. And once again, he will redeem his people from bondage. That lets you know that God, I just said earlier, that God is getting ready to show you, better he can tell you, he is with his people. He remembers the covenant that he made with Abraham. In Numbers 10 and 35, I want all of those liars, all of those that call deceit, propaganda, thinking it's cute, we just gonna make up anything. You're putting people at stake. So you better stop playing with death. Because death has a way of winning. When you play Russian roulette, you better understand the lies that you are putting out. And God said, I hate discord. Woo, my God. Numbers 10. This is a warning. You know how that TV will come on and you're watching something and all of a sudden say warning, come across the screen. This is an announcement. God is saying, Isaiah 19, I'm about to show you that I'm with my people. I'm not going to lose my covenant with my people. Numbers 10:35. And it came to pass, when the ark was set forth, that Moses said, rise up. I just told y'all about Moses. Lord, and let thy enemies be scattered, and let them that hate thee flee before thee. And when it rested, he said, return. Because he get ready to come back and return and gather his people up. I said his. I said his. I'm not talking about this propaganda lie about who God is. God is not pleased when we're putting people in harm's way, in danger, because of lies and deceit. He said, return, O Lord, unto the many thousands of Israel. Isaiah 19 says, Israel, I got your back. I know I allowed you to go through 4 years of suffering. I know that you got all consumed with foolishness. But I'm bringing you back in to the covenant that I made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Woo! I'm going to restore, I'm going to resuscitate your life. tonight, we're talking about being real. When I tell people you're going to either love me or you're going to hate me. You hate me, you got to deal with God because it ain't me. It's Yahshua. I got a job to do. Just like y'all lied and said, oh, Kamala just locked up a whole bunch of black people. Well, y'all can go around and say, Apostle, just release a whole lot of people that's been in bondage. We are no longer being tossed to and fro with every wind and God. We will not be manipulated. We are truly woke. Everybody's not awake, I realize that. But I thank God for the ones that are. Because we cannot be like the foolish virgins, the 5 fools. They say, oh, we got time to go buy some oil. Girl, the sale ain't till tomorrow. Woo! You better have your oil 24/24. God might be telling you, get your survival pack. You ain't got it yet. And when things hit, you ain't gonna be able to call nobody else and say, can you get? No. Let me say, y'all, when he talks to us, he means do, prophetess. He means to do, pastor, evangelist, or bishop, apostles. He means to do. Why do we keep asking God for a word when we don't even use what he's already given us? I'm just saying, you're wasting a whole lot of time. Your time, and you're truly wasting my God's time. I want to bring in the panel because we want to get an opening discussion tonight because there are so many people that are hurting Prophetess Harrison. There are so many people that feel like, God, what is really going on? You know, and you know, I was sharing with Prophetess Harrison earlier because I keep it real, y'all. I don't know how to do it other than just to keep it real. I don't see Pastor Stevens, so we'll come back to her. But I don't know how to do it, Prophetess, without telling God the truth. Without speaking that truth to God. Because the more that I speak to him, the more he can give me a clear understanding. You understand? Because he said everything we do, get an understanding. But so many times we do, but no understanding. No vision. Without a vision, what? My people will perish. He said, if you lack wisdom and knowledge and understanding, ask. But we're too busy being consumed by everything. And I don't know about y'all. We all get distracted. I could be doing one thing, then next time or jump and did something else. You know, we just get distracted. Be like, oh Lord, what is really going on? Okay, now I know I was doing one thing. Now I'm doing something else. Like, oh Lord, I'm supposed to have been doing this. We get distracted sometimes. So what we want to do is we want to have a real discussion of life. Because it is so prevalent of what Satan has done. He has caused conflict. He has caused animosity. He's calling for hatred. He's calling for executions. He's calling for everybody to be under a dictatorship. He's calling for every spirit to be a seducing spirit, seducing the people of God. But in Psalms 16, let's go to Psalm 16 real quick. We're going to go right on in here. Glory to God. I want to say hi to all my beautiful friends. I'm getting all kind of messages like, we love you. Thank God for what God is doing through y'all ministry, Kingdom Empowerment Enterprise. I'm telling y'all name ringing out there. Sunday night, our names with the 45. Well, I got my T-shirt on the way. 44,000 black women, and we was in our meeting Sunday, and they said, whatever events that you are having, put it in the box so we can put it on the event so we can come and support. Y'all, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about, is that we are supporting one another. Oh my God. I love my sisters. I say, God, whatever you're doing, I'm going to do it with you. Got it into the sorority. Come on. Sorority for God. Come on here. Sorority for Yeshua. Let's go to Psalms 19. I don't know how this flag got in my house, but you can understand. I'm sorry. Y'all forgive me. I cannot stand flies. I don't like them touching me. I will lose it. I will have to go take a bath again. I can't stand for mosquitoes to touch me. I just can't take it. I just can't. Even when I go fishing, I got all kind of insect spray on me. Don't touch me. We'll be okay. We'll be friends. As long as you don't touch me. Come on here. But Psalm 16. You know, I'm making my mind. I got to kill him. I got to get him out of here. He got to even go or die. It don't make me never mind. Psalm 16, 19. We're going to get really... can I say we let our hair down today? I'm dead serious. We don't want to talk church. We want to talk reality. We are the church. And we go through things in life. You heard me say earlier, I was telling prophets earlier, girl, I never meant for my life to go like this. Like, God, okay, what's up? This is, yeah, I'm supposed to have been married for life. I'm supposed to have been da. And I was like, yeah, wait. But how many know that God has that plan? Might not understand this. Have y'all ever been through something in life? You trying to figure out what in the heck happened to my life? Have you ever got that moment? Or we just deep like, ooh, that's a work. We just, ooh, I glory. Go. I know where I'm going. I know what's going to happen. Not me all the time. I'm not going to tell you, I'm not 24 hours being deep. I do not want it. I need to be relaxed sometime. I need to say, wait, Yeshua, we need to talk. Vivi need to talk. Because Vivi got some things on her chest I got to get on. And I believe that I'm a stickler about. When you hit a devil head on, y'all, it's like a deer in headlights. You kill it. But because of Pastor Steve, we afraid. We walk on eggshell, but we afraid. We don't want to offend nobody. We afraid how powerful they are. Do you understand who you serve? That we allowing this person to keep spilling hate, violence, lies that are not just putting other people's lives in danger, but even the Secret Service, they saying this man does not listen. When somebody show you who they are, believe it. When they show you, I told my friend, I said, let me tell you, baby, when somebody believe and that truly believe that they're crazy, believe them. We got a lot of people that flew over the cuckoo nest right now. And a lot of them don't know how to even deal with life. But Psalms 16, let's go. But we're going to open up with discussion. We're going to talk about some things. So I hope you came with your real shield on. With a real you show up tonight. I don't need no fake tissue. I don't need no makeup artist. I don't need to put on no propaganda. We just want to be us. Like you said, we just want to be us. It says. Us. It says. Us. It says. Do. Come on. Oh, I gotta get this on my chest, girl. Woo! Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, Psalm 16:9. Therefore, no, I'm gonna start at you said. I'm gonna go into 7. No, let's go up to 6. The lines are fallen unto me in pleasant places. Yea, I have a godly heritage. And I will bless the Lord who has given me counsel. Uh-oh. So we got a council meeting going on tonight. My reign also instruct me in the night seasons. How many are having a night season in their life? Yep, yeah, night seasons. You was waiting for you waiting for it. You couldn't even go to sleep. You waiting for the sun to come out. Some of y'all scared to go to sleep because y'all say, "Oh, the boogeyman gonna get me." I'm waiting for the lights to come on. The boogeyman gonna have to show up when I wake up. Now I'm gonna just be honest, because when I go to sleep, you need to go to sleep too. Now you gonna either have to leave out of here and go sleep somewhere else. But we ain't gonna be able to stay up together. Cause I'm gonna need a little rest. Cause if I don't get no rest, you gonna see that little grumpy side. Be like, what? Like, ooh, talking to something else. Yeah, that's Elizabeth side. Okay. Yeah, I tell you something. And it says, and I have set the Lord always before me, because he is at my right hand. I shall not be moved. Number 19, therefore my heart is glad. My glory rejoiceth. My flesh also shall rest in hope. For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell. Woo! Glory to God. Can you imagine? Neither wilt thou suffer thy Holy One to see corruption. For thou wilt show me the path of life. And in thy presence is the fullness of joy. And at thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore. I'm coming to you, Pastor Stevens. He says, in that 10th verse, for thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither will I suffer thy Holy One to see corruption. In our night seasons, one thing I believe in is, especially if you got street ministry, you dealing with homeless people, you dealing with gangs, you dealing with prostitution, you dealing with these young people. One thing about it, you cannot come with a game. You got to be straight up, because they know the game.
Oh.
And you can, and not only can you come, you got to be straightforward with them. And I always look them in the eye, because see, I need you to feel me while I'm feeling you. Okay? But you also cannot be judgmental. And so many times people are going through in those night seasons, and they feel like they're alone. I was telling them earlier, I was like, wait. Then me and Apostle Bird went that way. I said, wait, we done talked about this too much. Somebody, we got to talk about this. Somebody got to get this word tonight that they understand. I am in a night season. I'm about to lose it. Don't know which way to go. I don't even know who I am. I'm trying to figure out why am I here. Those night seasons. Why did I have to go to prison? Why did I have to go through abuse? Why did I have to go through this issue? Why? There are so many whys. But we yet don't get enough answers. Woo! Woo! Glory to God. Especially people today, if they don't understand you, what they do, Pastor, is they blow you off. Because they don't want to deal with it. They blow you off. But now is the point. That God, this is a pivotal point for us spiritually. I'm telling y'all. Because God is saying those that He has given instruction and you did not listen, He's going to allow you to go through the transformation of that pain, that process. He's going to make you see what He's been trying to show you. And it's not going to be an enjoyable ride. Somebody's at that pivotal state that God said, release, let go. And you keep holding, and God said, okay, because you hold, I'm going to show you. Remember how they try to keep us in Egypt? You know how they try to keep us in Egypt? What did God tell Moses to do? Go tell Pharaoh what? Let my people go. Let them go. And so many times, God is telling us to release, do this and do that. We're afraid of releasing because we're yet trying to find out who we are. Oh, if I let go, I won't survive. You will survive. I will survive. I will survive. As long as I got whatever. My girl's by my side. I'm too stronger. And I think I'm gonna mind. I will survive. So think about it. Where is that dark season in your life, Pastor? Let's talk. Let her hear that. Let me hear from you tonight.
I think more for me is just that I already know what God said. I already know what He promised. And I think a lot of times what happened, I was listening to the pastor this morning. She said, tell that devil to flee anytime he try to come in your ear. Because even when you were just saying what you said earlier, I was reflecting on that. I said, Lord, I said, how did I get on this path? And what I meant by that, how did
How
I
did
get
I
here to
get here to
Omaha?
Omaha? How did I,
Make
make
that
that
detour
detour
like
like
that?
that?
Seriously, when
Seriously,
you
when you
said that,
said
that's
that,
why
that's
I
why I
laughed
laughed
a
a
little bit
little
because
bit
I
because
was
I was
reflecting on
reflecting
it. I
on it.
was
I was
sitting
sitting
down.
down.
And I said,
I
how
said,
did I
how did
get
I
to
get
this
to this
point where
point
I'm
where I'm
at?
at?
And
And
and I
I
think
think more
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 so, just
so,
like
just
when
like
you
when you
read the
read the
scripture, it
scripture,
said,
it
"I
said,
will
"I will
not
not
lead our
lead our
soul in
soul in
hell."
hell."
That
That
means that
means that we're
we're not
not
going to
gonna
always
always
go through
go
these
through these
trials and
trials and
tribulations.
tribulations.
But a
But
lot
a
of
lot of
times, what
times,
we
what we
have to
have to
do too,
do
we
too,
have
we
to
have to
make sure
make sure
that
that
enemy is
enemy is
not in our
not
ear,
here,
because
because
basically he's
basically
going to
he's gonna
always try
always
to
try to
tell
tell
you
you
something
something
different, or
different, or
always try
always
to
try
tell
to
you
tell you
you're not
you're
going to
not gonna
accomplish
accomplish
this, you're
this,
not
you're
going
not
to
gonna
make
make
this.
this.
And it's
And it's
not so
not so
much as
much as
that. It's
that. It's
just
just
like
like
I
I
think that
think that
it's just
it's
that
just that
sometimes
sometimes
I
I
think we
think
get
we
in
get in
our
our
own
own
head,
head.
and I
And
think
I
a
think a
lot of
lot
it
of
is
it is
us.
us,
Is what
is
it
what it
is,
is.
and I
And
know
I
a
know
lot
a
of
lot
people
of
do
people do
blame the
blame the
devil
devil
sometimes.
sometimes.
I think
I
a
think a
lot of
lot
it
of
is
it is
just
just
us
us,
because we
because we
already know
already know
what's
what's
been
been
spoken.
spoken.
We
We
already know
already
what's
know
been
what's been
said.
said.
But
But
now it's
now
going
it's
to
gonna
take it.
take it.
It's going
It's
to
gonna
take it
take it
where
where
you
you
have to
have to
really
really
stand on
stand
what
on what
God has
God has
told
told
you.
you.
I don't
I
care if
don't care if
someone come
someone
up
come
and
up
tell
and
you
tell you
something
something
different.
different.
I don't
I
care if
don't care if
someone come
someone
up
come
and
up
say,
and say,
"Oh
"Oh
no,
no,
this is
this
what
is
I
what I
see
see
happening in
happening
your
in your
life."
life."
You have
You
to know
have to know
what
what
God has
God has
already
already
spoken, what
spoken,
He
what
has
He has
said.
said.
And I
And I
think,
think,
and for
and for
me,
me,
speaking for
speaking for
myself,
myself,
I
I
just
just
need to
need to
get to
get to
that
that
point
point
where
where
I
I
know
know
that I
that I
know
know
what He
what
has
He has
said is
said is
true
true
about
about
me,
me,
about my
about my
family,
family,
and what
and
He's
what He's
getting ready
getting
to
ready to
do.
do.
And I
And I
just
just
think if
think
we
if we
just
just
stay,
stay,
if
if
we
we
just
just
continue
continue
to
to
move
move
forward in
forward in
Him,
Him,
I
so
think
I
a
think
lot
a
of
lot of
times too
times
we
too we
look
look
back on
back
so
on so
many
many
things.
things.
We
We
look
look
back at
back at
what we
what we
went
went
through
through
as a
as a
child,
child.
and there's
And there's
nothing
nothing
wrong with
wrong with
reflecting
reflecting
every
every
now and
now and
then,
then,
but
but
don't get
don't get
stuck
stuck
there because
there.
I
Because I
think when
think
you
when you
get
get
stuck
stuck
there,
there,
that's when
that's
the
when the
enemy
enemy
really
really
comes
comes
in
in
quick
quick
then
then.
because he
Because
got,
he got,
oh,
oh,
they
they
reflecting
reflecting
on what
on what
happened in
happened
their
in their
childhood,
childhood,
reflecting on what
reflecting on what
happened in
happened
their
in their
past.
past.
And
And
then,
then,
when you
when
get
you get
stuck,
stuck,
when
and
you
when you
get in
get
that
in that
area,
area,
he
he
just
just
come up
come
and
up and
bring up
bring up
everything.
everything.
He
He
just
just
blow up the
blow up
big
the
old
big old
picture
picture
and
Stop
say,
right
and say,
there.
remember
Stop
remember
right
this.
this.
there, Pastor. You made a good, excellent point. What you said, sometimes we go back to our childhood and we get stuck. Is the reason why we get stuck is because we never dealt with or
Correct.
confronted the abuse or
Mm-hmm.
the sexual abuse or the mental abuse or whatever we was, whatever literally destroying us. You know, this past weekend I went and my children took me to a comedy show. Carlos Miller. It was awesome. You know, funny. Got a chance to talk to him and everything after the show. But the young man that came up before him, he was very moving because he was telling his jokes, but he was telling his life story. And he said, we don't understand. He said, my life, when I was a newborn baby, my mom took me and threw me in the garbage can. And I was like, I couldn't even imagine leaving my baby somewhere. I was very protective. I just didn't leave him anywhere. But can you imagine? And he said it was a couple, a lady that found me that happened to be in a lesbian relationship. And he said they brought me up to be a man. He said, I don't look at other men and want them. He said, but I thank God. He said, y'all go around here and y'all demonize and you talk about people. He said, but I thank God for those two women that came and got me out of the trash. Now, we wouldn't have been able to rejoice with somebody took him, made him a man, showed him the life, and he's being successful. We'd have got stuck at, you just said two lesbians. We don't see the blessing in that. We don't see the blessing in it. Who are you to say God can use whomever? Thank God that she found him. Can you imagine? He could have died in there. He would have suffocated. And he came, his little eyes were filling up with water when he was telling the story. And I think so many times we don't mean to get stuck, but somehow our past of our childhood got a hold of us. Let me hear you. Let me hear you talk about that, Pastor.
No,
And
like
like I
I
say,
say, and I know for
know for
me,
me,
for the
for the
ones that
ones that
know,
know,
when I
when I
got
got
burnt when
burnt
I
when I
was
was
young, I
young, I
always
always
thought,
thought,
you
you
know,
know,
I
I
never
never
did
did
tell
tell
anyone,
anyone,
but I
but
used
I
to
used to
always
always
wonder
think in
how,
my
say,
head, say,
why did
why
that
did that
happen to
happen to
me?
me?
That's what I
That's what I
used to
used to
reflect on
reflect
a
on a
lot,
lot.
and I would
And
say,
I would
why
say,
did that
why did
happen
that
to
happen to
me?
me?
And then I
I
think
think
about it, and
about
I
it and
say,
I
you
say,
know
you
what,
know what,
Lord?
Lord?
I said,
I
but I
said, but I
have to
have to
look
look
at
at
it could
it
have
could have
turned
turned
out
out
differently.
differently.
I could
I
have
could
been
have been
gone,
gone,
could have
could
been
have been
dead.
dead.
And just
Just
by the
by the
grace of
grace of
God,
God,
my
my
sister
sister
caught my
called my
hand.
hand.
And then I
Then I
think
think
about
about
all the
all the
people
people
that were in
that
the
were in the
hospital
hospital
with me
with me
that
that
did
did
die.
die.
Because
Because
the
the
burn was
burns
so
were so
severe.
severe.
But I
But
said,
I said,
Lord,
Lord,
you
you
made
made
me,
me,
you
you
saw me
saw me
through
through
this.
this.
And like I
And
said, I
like I said,
have
I
a
have a
testimony
testimony
because
for
people,
people,
because
because
even
even
now,
now, when
and like
and
I
like I
told
told
y'all
y'all
before,
before,
for the
for the
longest,
longest,
I
I
would
would
never
never
show
show
anyone
anyone
no
no
part of my
part of my
body,
body,
none.
none.
I mean, nothing.
Nothing.
I
I
would
would
cover
cover
up
up
because
because
like when
like
you
when you
cover up,
cover
it's
up, it's
almost
almost
like
like
you're
you're
hiding
hiding
something.
something.
You don't
You
want
don't want
nobody to
nobody to
see it.
see it.
And
And
so
so
you
you
kind of
kind of
like
like
just
just
go
go
inward
inward
because
because
you
you
figure
figure
if I
if I
show
show
them,
them,
they're gonna
they're gonna
look,
look,
they're gonna
they're gonna
say
say
something,
something,
and
and
that's what
that's what
happens to a
happens to a
lot of
lot of
people.
people.
They
They
get
get
to
to
that
that
point,
point,
where
where
they
they
go
go
inward
inward
instead of
instead of
telling
telling
people,
people,
instead of
instead of
letting
letting
people see
people
your
see your
scars or
scars
your
or your
wounds to
wounds
see
to
what
see what
happened to
happened to
you.
you.
That's a
That's
super serious. That
serious.
is
That is
a
a
testimony
testimony
there
there
all by
all by
itself.
itself.
And I
And I
noticed
noticed
as I
as I
got,
got,
I wish I
wish
would
I
have
would
did
have
it when
did
I
when
was
I
a
was a
little
little
younger.
younger.
Was
Was
able to
able
be
to
more
be more
vulnerable and
vulnerable
show
and show
people.
people.
But as
But
I
as I
got
got
older
older
and I
and I
began to
began to
reflect,
reflect,
and I'm
and I'm
like,
like,
Lord, I'm
Lord, I'm
still
still
here.
here.
You have
You
me
have
here
me
for
here
a
for a
reason.
reason.
I
I
said, you
said, you
have me
have me
here
here
to
to
show
show
people
people
that you
that
can
you can
still
still
make it
make it
through
through
no
no
matter
matter
what
what
happens to
happens to
you.
you.
You don't
You don't
have
have
to,
to,
be
be
shy
shy
about it
about it
or
or
thinking,
thinking,
someone's going to
someone's gonna
say
say
anything.
anything.
And I
And I
noticed
noticed
the more
the
I
more I
began to
began to
show
show
people,
people,
and I
and
would
I
think,
would
oh,
think,
they're
oh,
going to
they're
be
gonna be
shocked when
shocked
they
when they
see it.
see it.
And I
And I
showed
showed
some,
some,
and
and
I had
I had
showed
showed
someone,
someone,
and
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 he
he
looked, he
looked, he
said,
said,
he said, I
he said,
didn't
I
know
didn't
you
know
were
you were
burnt. He
burnt.
said,
He said,
because I
because I
never,
never,
he said, I
I
never
never
knew.
knew.
I said,
I
because I
said, because
never
I never
showed
showed
anybody.
anybody.
And when he saw it, he said, "You know what?" He said, "You're a strong person." He said, "It looked like you came out on it better than this." And like I said, and then after that, I got to the point. I said, "Why should I hide? Lord, you have blessed me. You have kept me." And the enemy could have turned it all the way around and said, "You know what? Just be shy about it. Don't say anything." I could have did that, but I said, "No. I want people to see. Yes, I was burned. Yes, I went through some things. Yes, I went through, a lot of surgeries. But look what he did. He brought me out into a better place. And I thank God that I didn't go to the point, you know what I'm saying, where I never forget. Apostle Miles can attest to this. When I first came to Omaha, and I had this long dress on, these big boots on,
Oh,
and these big old shoes. I don't want
here
nobody
in
to
the
see all
house.
that
They were house
because
in church.
I was still at that point where I didn't want nobody to see any part of my birth. And so she said, "No, we coming out of this." And I noticed that she began to work with me and encourage me, and I was able to be free from that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said I thank God for people in our lives that can push us forward, and people that can say, "You know what, you can do this." And she did that because I think if she wouldn't have done that, I think I would have probably still been stuck in some of those areas. But I thank God that He placed her in my life for that reason. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, when you say a cover up, I was doing some covering up because I was like on days when it was summertime. We talking about stockings. We talking about tights covering me up because I didn't want nobody to see it. But as you get vulnerable and you begin to show your wound, you begin to show your scars. People can get with that too because they know you're not afraid. They know, and I'm not afraid anymore. And I thank God for that. I really do because now I can show people it's a testimony for me now. Because I say, look what God did. The same way He brought me out, He can bring you out. Even now, even when I think about it, and I said, Lord, I want to go to the burn units of the hospital. Not unnecessarily something, but just comforting these people because I know what they have been through and what they're going through. And when you see people that are severely burned, it's not a time to be in shock. It's something that has happened. Now what you want to do is talk to them and get them through the process. Because when that happens to your body, I remember the doctor told my mom. He said, when you're getting skin grafts, infections can set in. That's why I said there's so many things that he had told mom and dad that couldn't have happened. And I could have been and I couldn't have been here today. But I thank God that He saw me through. I thank God that I was vulnerable. That I was able to show, and then I can say that I'm free now to tell other people. And that's what it's all about. We want to be free. Show our wounds, show our scars. Don't hide anything because I think a lot of times what people do when they hide, they don't want to probably have to explain it, what happened to them or whatever. But you would be free though. Because you're gonna break those chains will be broken off of you when you step forward and say, yes, that happened to me, but look at me now. Yes, I went through some of those things, but look at me now. Cause like I said, cause I've heard people say this before. I don't look like what I've been through. Cause we don't. That's why I said, so if we I'm speaking for myself personally. I thank God I did that. But like I said, but what I want to do is just and I do it in the morning times anyway. Cause I'm tired of Satan. I'm tired of what he tries to do to people. I'm tired of him trying to get people in bondage and say, you can't do this, you can't do that, or just try to hold them there. But we have to break those chains seriously and say, Satan, you are a liar. You are a liar. You would not keep me in bondage. You would not have me, held hostage, thinking, oh, if I reveal something, someone is going to judge me or someone is going to say something about me. That's what he does. That's why I said I thank God tonight, and I do for this conversation, for those dark moments in the valley, those times when you didn't think, "Ooh, can I ever come out of this?" But He said, "Yes, we can."
And you know
And
what?
He'll bring us out into a better place.
I love that David, Paul, Moses, they were so transparent.
Mm-hmm.
They were very transparent.
Okay.
Not only that, Joe, they suffered with suppression, depression, because of what they had been traumatized through. Think about it. Because God uses me, and even in the conference, I was dealing with people that had been sexually abused. He uses me heavily in that area, not only with women, men, babies, and everything else. He uses me in that because I'm transparent to say, yes, it happened to me. And it calls, people don't realize that when you go through these things, it does damage that person till now they're trying to find out, did I cause this? Did I do something? You know, it's like, why? Why me? You know, it's just like, who robbed us of our innocence? And think about it. And when you have that shame, and God does not want us to walk in the spirit of shame and denial, because I am a living witness. You wasn't the one that caused it. That person, they needed deliverance. So many of my classmates have written books. I was like, Lord, if I write my book, it's like, oh my God. You know, but you're in literally shock because you're wondering, how did you survive that? How? And the devil will have you. The biggest thing he will have people is in that shame moment. They're afraid to tell somebody what happened. They are fearful how you going to accept them, how you going to respond. And it's very vital. Like I said, everybody don't need to be in that area, because you be calling the wrong spirits, and those are not spirits. Those are just pains. Those are hurts. Those are rejections. So you got to be careful not to identify the wrong character, because if you identify the wrong character, what you do is send them deeper in a rabbit hole. So you got to be very wise how you dealing with this situation. And when you think about it, so many of them have been traumatized till they forgotten it, and something triggers it. Because then we do all have trigger points. Y'all realize that? We got trigger points. We got trigger points. We got trigger points. God is healing me. But I used to be to the point I couldn't stand to see a little girl sit on a man's lap. I couldn't take it. I didn't want him to hold her and then pat her on the butt. I can't take that. Because I was like, oh, those were trigger points for me. Even today, I have to catch myself. I'm sexy, but there are times it's a trigger point. So it's like we are so used to sweeping everything under the rug. Because we were told, whatever happened in this house, stay in this house. Don't tell nobody. Mama gonna get in trouble. Daddy gonna get in trouble. But then we are left hanging with all this unnecessary thing we don't know what to do with. Talk to me, prophetess.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Okay. That is, oh wait. You brought up a whole lot. When I don't know, but those things, and when both of you were talking about, when Pastor Steve was talking about the childhood, getting stuck, a lot of times those different experiences, they affect us in a way to where they affect the way we view the world, view people, view ourselves, until God heals us.
Yes.
And I'm going through that detox and unlearning because
because
even
even
for
for
me
me,
in
in
that
that
way,
way,
I
I
just
just
remember
remember
certain
certain
things
things
because I
because I
used
used
to
to
ask,
ask,
well,
well,
if I
if I
hadn't
hadn't
gone
gone
there,
there,
this
this
wouldn't
wouldn't
happen.
happen.
And
And
if
if
uh,
uh,
just
just
and
and
even the
even the
thing
thing
of
of
what did
what did
I
I
do
do
or
or
why
why
me,
me,
like you
like you
said, the
said, the
why me
why
part of
part
it,
of it,
and
and
then
then
you
you
internalize and
internalize and
you
you
trying to
trying to
analyze
analyze
every
every
little
little
single
single
detail.
detail.
And I
And I
know
know
for
for
me,
me,
and I
and I
told you
told you
this
this
before,
before,
I was
I was
gonna
gonna
take it
take
to
it
the
to the
grave.
grave.
I
I
wasn't
wasn't
gonna
gonna
tell
tell
nobody.
nobody.
I
I
was
was
not
not
going to
going to
say
say
anything.
anything.
And
And
I
I
remember
remember
like
like
the
the
first
first
couple
couple
times, no,
times, no,
probably my
probably my
second,
second,
third
third
time
time
meeting
meeting
you,
you,
you
you
had
had
brought it
brought it
up,
up,
but I
but I
had
had
buried it
buried it
so
so
far
far
wherever I
wherever I
buried it
buried it
that
that
I
I
didn't
didn't
even know
even
what
know
you were
what you were
talking
talking
about
about
until
until
later
later
when
when
I it
it
hit
hit
me.
me.
And I
I
mean
mean
seriously,
seriously, it like
I was
I was
like
like
I
I
sat
sat
and it
and it
was
was
just
just
like
like
that
that
light
light
bulb went
bulb went
off.
off. Yeah.
And I
And I
knew it.
knew it.
But
But
it's
it's
just
just those it's
those
those
things
things
just
just
like
like
Pastor
Pastor
Steve, we were
Steve were
talking
talking
about
about
how the
how the
burns
burns
wanted
wanted
her,
her
all of
all of
that
that
shame,
shame
and it
and it
might have
might
been
have been
I'm
I'm
sure it was
sure it was
people
people
adding to
adding to
that
that
and
and
saying
saying
stuff
stuff
that
that
made
made
you
you
want to
want to
put
put
on the
on the
tights and
tights and
put on
put
the
on the
stockings
stockings
even in the
even in the
summertime.
summertime.
But
But
even
even
with
with
that,
that,
even
even
with
with
molestation
molestation
and
and
all of
all of
that,
that,
that
that
I
I
remember
remember
I
I
used to
used to
cover up
cover up
too,
too.
because I
Because
didn't
I didn't
want
want
nobody
nobody
looking
looking
at
at
me
me
weird.
weird.
And
And
then
then
I was
I was
dealing
dealing
with
with
um,
um,
being
being
like my
like my
body
body
being
being
awakened to
awakened to
things
things
that it
that it
wasn't
wasn't
supposed to
supposed
be
to be
awakened
awakened
to,
to, you know,
very
very
early.
early.
So you
So you
processing
processing
that,
that,
those
those
feelings,
feelings,
and
and
then
then
and
and
even
even
I
I
go
go
through.
through.
I'm
I would
just be
just be
honest.
honest.
Some I
I
go through
go through
different
different
things
things
like
like
I
I
don't
don't
want
want
to,
to.
because
Because
sometimes
sometimes
it
it
made me
made me
look
look
at
at
sex or
sex or
sexual
sexual
things
things
as
as
just
just
gross or
gross or
nasty,
nasty.
because
Because
what
what
happened to
happened
me
to me
was
was
not
not
right.
right.
But
But
God
God
never
never
meant
meant
for
for
us
us
to
to
have
have
an
an
unhealthy
unhealthy
view
view
of
of
sex,
sex.
or
Or
um
um
and it's
and it's
just
just
like
like
I
I
could
could
just
just
see
see
different
different
parts of my
parts of my
life where
life
I'm
where I'm
just
just
up and
up and
down and
down and
trying to
trying to
find
find
that
that
balance
balance
of
of
what is
what is
okay,
okay,
what is
what is
not,
not,
and
and you know,
should I
should I
be,
be,
is it
is it
okay for
okay
me
for
to
me
be
to be
like
like
be
be
okay
okay
and be
and be
myself,
myself
and then
and then
parts of
parts of
it is
it is
like
like
even
even
I
I
just
just
remember
remember
even
even
times in
times in
school I
school I
just was
just was
like
like
sometimes I
sometimes I
wanted to
wanted to
wear
wear
certain
certain
things, but
things
I
but
was
I
like,
was like,
no,
no,
that
that
looks
looks
hoish.
Polish.
And it
And it
really
really
didn't.
didn't.
But
But
just
just
the just
just
that
that
idea
idea
of
of
you
you
might
might
attract
attract
somebody that
somebody that
might
might
try
try
to
to
violate
violate
me,
me
or
or
I
I
might
might
attract
attract
somebody that
somebody that
might
might
try to
try to
violate me
violate me
again.
again.
So
So
I
I
would
would
go
go
through
through
that
that
process,
process,
all of
all of
that
that
thought
thought
process,
process,
just
just
all of
all of
those
those
different
different
things of
things.
let me
Let me
cover
cover
up,
up.
let me
Let me
look,
look,
you
you
know,
know,
uh,
uh,
have a
have a
whatever
whatever
my
my
default
default
face
face
was,
was,
look
look
mean,
mean,
so I
so
could
I could
just
just
keep
keep
people
people
away
away
from
from
me.
me.
And
And
even
even
I would,
and
and Apostle
Apostle
pointed this
pointed
out
this
out because I hadn't noticed it about myself. Because sometimes when I was around men, I wouldn't jump, but I would make sure I was at a certain distance. Just all of those types of things. And I finally, told my mother. I was scared to tell her because I didn't know how she would react. Because I ain't never seen I had seen my mom go off, but my mom could really go off, and I didn't want to. No, for real, I didn't want to cause. You don't want to cause no, trouble. people, most times
most
people
people
will
will
want to
want to
kill
kill
somebody
somebody
behind their
behind their
children,
children,
behind their
behind their
brothers,
brothers,
behind their
behind their
sisters.
sisters.
When you're
When you're
dealing with
dealing with
that
that
kind of
kind of
thing,
thing,
you
you
know,
know,
and
and
a
a
lot of
lot of
times
times
too,
too,
I
I
feel
feel
like
like
even
even
there's
there's
different
different
reactions
reactions
to it,
to it,
and
and
I
I
pray
pray
for the
for the
people
people
that has
that has
happened
happened
to
to
that
that
perpetrate
perpetrate
because because a
because a
lot of the
lot of the
time
time
people
people
don't
don't
that
that
do
do
that
that
kind of
kind of
stuff.
stuff.
It's
It's
been
been
done to
done to
them,
them,
and they
and they
react in
react in
that
that
way.
way.
And
And
I
I
would
would
pray
pray
that they
that they
would be
would be
able
able
to
to
before they
before they
would
would
do
do
something that
something
they
that they
could be
could
in
be
a
in a
safe
safe
space
space
and
and
ask for
ask for
help
help
and
and
ask for
ask for
deliverance
deliverance
and
and
ask
ask
for
for
I
I
got
got
these
these
urges
urges
or
or
feelings
feelings
to
to
do
do
stuff.
stuff.
A
A
lot of
lot of
times
times
people
people
would
would
shun
shun
that, but
that,
if
but
they
if they
had a
had a
safe
safe
space
space
where
where
people
people
could
could
prevent
prevent
them
them
from
from
hurting
hurting
someone
someone
else,
else,
I
I
believe,
believe, you know,
that would
that
be
would be
beneficial
beneficial
too.
too.
But
But
it
it
does
does
affect
affect
it
it
is
is
and
and
even
even
now
now
I
I
believe
believe
some
some
ways it
ways it
affects me.
affects me.
God is
God is
working
working
on
on
me.
me.
He's
He's
healing
healing
me
me
in a
in a
lot of
lot of
ways.
ways.
But
But
it's
it's
like
like
that
that
dysfunction.
dysfunction.
Um,
Um,
because
and
even
even the
rejection
rejection
and
and
uh,
uh, just
just seriously
seriously
all the
all the
different
different
things
things
that
that
came
came
out of
out of
that.
that.
Just
Just
it's a
it's a
lot to
lot to
deal
deal
with.
with.
But
But
whatever,
whatever,
whether
whether
it's
it's, you know,
like
like
sexual
sexual
abuse
abuse
or
or
like
like
Pastor
Pastor
Stevens
Stephen
went through
went through
being
being
burned,
burned,
there's
there's
kids
kids
that
that
have
have
been
been
physically
physically
abused
abused
also,
also.
and
You're right.
they
They
grow
grow
with
with
rage.
rage.
If
If, you know,
especially if
especially
they
if they
don't
don't
fight
fight
back or
back or
can't
can't
fight
fight
back because
back
they
because
are
they are
holding
holding
in
in
all
all
that
that
emotion
emotion
from
from
somebody
somebody
inflicted
inflicted
pain on
pain
them,
on
and
them and
they're
they're
not
not
able to
able to
fight
fight
back,
back.
and
And
some
some
will
will
explode.
explode.
That's
That's
why
why
sometimes you
sometimes you
see
see
people
people
that will
that will
just
just
black
black
out,
out. Yeah.
and
And
they,
they, you know,
but
but
I know
I
I'm
know I'm
going
going
on and
on and
on, but
on,
it
but it
just
just
wasn't
wasn't
really
really
to
to
talk
talk
about
about
that.
that.
It's good because, y'all know I used to sit on the foster care board in Omaha, work with Child Saving Institute. Always been involved with the court system, juvenile, and everything. So now it's just like I'm getting ready to open myself up to deal with adolescent young people because I was like, let me open my home up to help. And the lady was saying because you have so much experience that you're able to deal with where their pain is, not only will they have a safe haven, but they can also have a safe counseling, that you're bringing them out of situations because I believe that when we get involved, we need to start making effective changes, okay?
Yeah.
And, I'm telling y'all, I talk to people from all walks of life, from in between to there between, okay? Matter of fact, I got some Hispanic sons last night. They like, can we call you Mom? Yeah, call me Mom V. I got some black love. Young man from Chicago, he said, can I call you my mom? Because I'm here from Chicago. Yes! I will take you in. I'm just like, oh, let me love on them. Because I know how to love on them where they're hurting. And so many of them will tell me, Pastor Stevens, I feel comfortable. I feel safe with you. That they're not afraid to open up now. And when they start telling me their story, I don't be like, what? Like Cat Williams, like, what? No. You be like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I hear your pain. I see your rejection. I can see if you always be a good detective spiritually, you always gonna go back to the childhood to find out when the thief came in. When they came in. That's just like I was saying earlier today. I said, now, some of this stuff we're going too far. Because I don't want somebody teaching my children and my grandchildren if they decide they want to be female or male. If you were born a male, you finna stay a male. If you're a female, you're gonna stay a female. Because you gotta understand, y'all, that is a serious mental roller coaster ride. That somebody, and now they're trying to pass it where they're making it effective that you won't be able to stop it. If they live with you and they decide to go do it, then you might need to go find a new home. But it's gonna be like, we got to make sure that we're raising a healthy nation.
Yeah.
We have allowed so much corruption to creep in because everybody afraid to say something. Let's go. Some things I just can't bite. I can't bite the bullet. Y'all. Some things we taking too far. I'm just gonna be honest. We taking it too far, and God is saying, "Hold up, wait a minute."
Apostle, can I say something?
Yes, ma'am. Say it.
And this is just one other thing too. That I just thought about. I believe, and I do believe this. I don't know yet, but I do believe if I saw the person that did that, I would forgive them. I would. Because I mean, forgiveness, and that is harsh. When you start talking about that with people, that's a harsh thing. But I truly believe to be free. It is for me to let it go. And not hold it. Because I have done things that I know I need God to forgive me for. And I can't, it's in the word. If you can't forgive, he can't forgive you. But that's the only other thing I want to add.
And that's true. That's a good point. Because there are a lot of people that harbor hatred to a mind pass. Okay? But unfortunately, I never got to hit them in the face with it. You see what I'm saying? So now, a pen and a paper is more powerful to me to still release that pain. See, there is a way. Because you better know what they did now. No. God said, write it down. Make it plain. Woo! So when you start writing it down, that writing is a powerful healing process. Woo! You be writing, you just be writing. And you realize, you look at it, you say, this is when you robbed me. You stole my innocence. You took my joy. You brought so much dysfunction in my life. And people don't realize that even if you bury it, I promise you, the minute that you get in a relationship, something's going to trigger it off. And it's going to come up. It's going to come up. It's like that stool that's over flooded with all of this mess. And it's going to show up. You got a lot of men that have been tampered with. Okay? And they're ashamed of it because I'm supposed to be a man. So if you look at me like that and I don't know what to do with this pain, so they act out instead of dealing with the pain. But when somebody acts out, we got to find out what is the problem that's causing the reaction. And after we find out the problem, now we got to come up with a solution. So when them trigger points come, that you won't fly off the handle, but you'll know how to deal with it a little bit better. I don't care if you got to write it in the book. I don't care if you got to tell your testimony, Pastor Stephen, 150 million times. The more that we keep telling our testimony, guess what? That healing still is taking effect in our life. Oh, God, thank you. It does not turn off. He does not send us a bill like, okay, here's your council bill. Your session is over. You got 12 weeks of session. Now your session of mode, he keeps bringing us back. Okay, maybe you thought about, I got over that point, but maybe you left a little piece in the corner. We never dealt with it. Maybe you had some thoughts. You never really focused and hit them head on. Maybe you even had some. Because I'm gonna tell you, I didn't have that spirit right now. At one point to forgive, I wanted to retaliate, and God has said, "Oh wait. Why is it that you want to retaliate?" Well, because God, I told you don't let this happen. Don't get up, and you find yourself going down the rabbit hole that something is causing the reaction. Let's go to Psalms again. Hold on. Ooh, I love it. I just love to just be able to open up tonight. See, that's one thing about God's people. We got to get to the point. Okay, Psalms 42. And I think I'm going to, yeah. In the 9th verse, let's start there. And I say unto God, my rock, why hast thou forgotten me? Have you ever felt those moments? Lord, where you at? Lord, you see what they said. You see what they did. There are so many times it's like, God, can I just handle that person? Can I just deal with that? And it literally hurts my feelings, Pastor, when he said no. I was saying something earlier, he said, but look at what's coming out of it. I was like, see, that's why I be trying not to tell you everything. Because I know you're going to come back with another solution, and I'm trying to feel like, no, let me stay where I'm at. Let me feel this moment. And God be like, no. But did you ever understand where it's taking you? Where you at? Hold on. So, Psalms 42. Go back. I don't know about y'all, but I have felt this. I will not lie. I will not lie. People that say they've been serving God all their life, it shows because you as sour as a lemon. It shows. I have never seen so many people in the body that look like sour lemon. They look so mean and so evil. You be like, oh my God. Wait, hold on. It's like, what is wrong with them? That they are looking and mad. They come to church, beat the tambourine like they got an attitude. Nothing joyful is coming out of that situation. And it's just like, but nothing is good coming out of it. It's just like, what's wrong with them? Even their shout is rough. I was looking at a young man Friday, and one of the veterans, and he came in. I said, Lord, next he got on white shoes. Oh my God, like, oh my God, he got them deacon shoes on. You know, it's like certain things you can remind me. And it's just like, but he was looking like, yeah, I got my white shoes on, but I ain't happy. Like, I was like, oh my God, white shoes didn't make you feel good when you put them. Actually, we're killing herself laughing. I said, but go on with your little white pant leather shoes. Ain't nothing wrong with it. That's that floats your boat. Go ahead and float it on with the white shoes. We will never lose you, but we'll see them white shoes in the air. But Psalms 42. Let's go back. I don't know something. They always tell me, you missed your calling.
But okay, so he says, Psalm 42, right? Okay. For I say unto God, my rock, why hast thou forgotten me? Why go I mourning because of the oppression of the people? Have you ever felt oppressed, suppressed, depressed, overprocessed, underprocessed? Come on. Have you ever felt those moments? That we can be honest. He said, as with a sword in my bones, my enemies approach me. David was feeling something here. While they say daily unto me, where is thy God? Like they saying that, but where's y'all God now? Where is y'all God? We coming up with Project 2025. Where is your God? This is our God. All these evangelists getting up there evangelizing with lies because of the assassination attempt. Oh, he's another David and Samuel. The devil's a foolish liar. You are not a David and a Samuel when you're making your own acts up. I'm just saying. I go spiritual. I'm sorry. I call it like a seer. It will all come out in the wash. Woo, yeah. Why art thou cast down, O my soul? David felt that. I'm feeling David, y'all. That's why I love David. And he said, and why art thou disquiet? Lord, how you going to get quiet on me when you see what I'm going through? You see my enemies. Who? Disquiet within me. Hope thou in God. For I shall yet praise him. Listen, who is the help of my countenance and my God? David said, oh, and I know you got to see this. Because when I see what things are taking place today in the world, I say, God, but you said all these things will help. But help us to help our people. To grab those that had fallen by the wayside and say, get on up. Let's go. See, we need to stop having the pity party stories. And we need to start having rejoicing stories. Overcoming stories. Y'all know in El Shaddai, every time Sister Mary and all of them got up with all that, I'm just saying, sanctify yourself, sit down. That is not a testimony. That's something you have heard all your life and it has not taken effect yet. Can I say that testimony? That's not what I'm not going to say it's a testimony. That's just something you're going to learn from church. And you want to look deep to the people because you don't want the people to really see you. So I'm just saying, sanctify, feel the Holy Ghost that with fire, saved all my day, saved every day, haven't sinned. The devil a lie. You still stood up with lies. You might well be a Trumpster because you got propaganda telling yourself, oh, you've been saved all day long. What was you thinking? What was you doing? Who was you on the phone gossiping about? Who was you looking at all crazy? Who did you not help? But we got the nerve to say, I've been saying things about them with Holy Ghost fire. And that fire has not consumed you yet. Because I was always told, and when I love to cook, that the fire will burn you if you touch it. So let's look at this. David said, Lord, where are you? Let me hear from you, prophets. Where are you? What's really going on? Talk to me.
I have been there too. I remember there's, going through a point, a period in that season of my life where I was really going through. And it was like, where are you, God? I could not hear him. I could not hear anything. Like it
Like
was
it was
quiet,
quiet,
and I
and I
felt
felt
like
like
I
I
was,
was.
you know
You know
how
how
you
you
turn your
turn your
lights
lights
off,
off,
Yeah.
and
and
it's
it's or you
in the
in the
boonies
boonies
somewhere, and
somewhere, and
there's no
there's no
street
street
lights, and
lights,
it's
and it's
just
just
dark,
dark. Yeah,
and you
you
trying to
trying to
feel your
feel your
way
way
through.
through.
That's
That's
how I
how I
felt,
felt.
and
And
um,
um,
even
even
Dylan,
Dylan,
you
you
know,
know,
I mean,
I
I
mean, I
knew he
knew he
was
was
there
there
because
because I,
the
the
fact that
fact
I
that I
woke
woke
up
up
and I
and
was
I'm
still
still
breathing, I'm
breathing, I'm
still
still
living.
living.
I'm
I'm
here.
here.
I
I
know
know
you're
you're
here.
here.
Why
Why
aren't you
aren't you
saying
saying
something?
something?
You
You
know,
know,
that's how
that's
I
how I
felt.
felt.
And
And uh,
I
I
went
went
through
through
some,
some,
severe
severe
depression to
depressions
where
where
depression
depression
period
periods
where
where
all I
all I
wanted to
wanted to
do was
do was
sleep,
sleep,
or I
or
would
I would
just
just
sleep and
sleep
go
and
to
go
the
to the
bathroom.
bathroom.
I
I
didn't want
didn't
to
want
go
to
to
go to
work.
work.
I
I
didn't
didn't
want
want
to
to
do
do
anything.
anything.
I just
I
wanted
just
to
wanted to
sleep.
sleep.
And
And
there's
there's
many a
many a
days,
days,
I
I
was
was
just
just
saying
saying
that
that
to
to
God
God
earlier.
earlier.
So
So
many
many
days I
days I
wasted
wasted
just
just
sleep.
sleep.
I would
I would
sleep.
sleep.
I was
I
like,
was
I
like, I
gotta
gotta
get up.
get
I
up. I
gotta
gotta
clean
clean
up. I
up. I
gotta do
gotta
my
do my
laundry. I
laundry. I
gotta do
gotta do
just
just
regular
regular
things.
things.
And I
And
would
I would
sleep
sleep
sometimes
sometimes
till
till
4
4
and
and
2 in
2
the
in the
afternoon,
afternoon,
4 in the
4 in the
afternoon
afternoon
for
for days.
days. And
And
it
it
just,
just,
I,
I,
boy, that
boy,
was
that
a
was a
time.
time.
And
And
I'm
I'm
glad that
glad that
I'm
I'm
out of
out
it.
of it,
Um,
um,
out of
out of
that
that
now
now,
because
because
God
God
just
just
allowed me
allowed
to
me to
go
go
through
through
that.
that.
And
And
as I
as I
came
came
out of
out
it,
of it,
he,
he
he showed
showed
up,
up,
and he
and he
provided
provided
opportunities for
opportunities
me
for
to
me to
change the
change the
situation I
situation
was
I was
in.
in.
A
A
lot of
lot
it,
of it,
well,
well,
not a
not a
lot of it,
lot of
but
it, but
it
it
had to,
had to,
a
a
lot of
lot
it
of it
was
was
financial,
financial,
um, and
and
some
some
was
was
physical
physical
health,
health,
both at
both
the
at the
same
same
time.
time.
And I
And I
didn't
didn't
understand
understand
why,
why,
but
but
as
as
things
things
began to
began to
turn
turn
around,
around,
I was
I was
like,
like,
okay,
okay,
sometimes you
sometimes we
just
just
gotta
gotta
go
go
through the
through the
dark,
dark,
and
and
it's
it's
like
like
night and
night and
day.
day. Yeah.
Right
Right
now it's
now it's
nighttime.
nighttime.
The
The
moon
moon
is
is
shining. It's
shining. It's
dark
dark
out.
out.
But in
But
the
in the
morning,
morning,
the
the
sun is
sun is
going to
going to
rise,
rise,
and it's
and
going
it's
to be
going to be
daytime. It's
daytime. It's
going to be
going to be
light.
light. Yeah.
That's
That's
how
how
life
life
is
is
sometimes.
sometimes.
We
We
just
just
go
go
through
through
different
different
things,
things,
and
and
so
so
um,
um, even just
even
even
dealing with
dealing with
remnants
remnants
of it,
of it,
it's
it's
like
like
God has
God has
been
been
showing
showing
me,
me, and
and it is
it's
stuff
stuff
that,
that,
like we
like
was
we was
talking about
talking about
earlier,
earlier,
going
going
back
back
to
to
childhood
childhood
and
and
trying to
trying to
deal with
deal with
that.
that.
And
And
my
my
thing
thing
is,
is,
I
I
need to
need to
find the
find the
roots
roots
of it,
of it,
but
but
at the
at the
same time,
same
I
time, I
know
know
that I
that
don't
I don't
have to
have to
continue
continue
in
in
that
that
path. And
path.
I
And I
remember
remember
when we
when
were
we were
at the
at the
conference,
conference,
I
I
didn't
didn't
realize it
realize
at
it
the
at the
time, but
time,
when
but
I
when I
walked
walked
out of
out of
there, I
there, I
felt
felt
so
so
much
much
lighter.
lighter. Ah,
Like
like
I
I
dropped
dropped
loads
loads
of
of
thoughts,
thoughts,
loads of
loads of
anxiety.
anxiety.
Just,
Just,
and I
and I
used to
used to
wonder,
wonder
I was
why. I
like,
was like,
gosh, I
gosh, I
feel
feel
so
so
tired.
tired.
But I'm
But I'm
not
not
physically
physically
tired, but
tired,
I'm
but I'm
just
just
tired.
tired. Yeah.
And it
And
was
it was
mental
mental. Yeah.
because I
Because
was
I was
carrying
carrying
around
around
all
all
these
these
thoughts
thoughts
of
of
I'm
I'm
not
not
good
good
enough,
enough,
and
and
uh,
uh,
you
you
know,
know,
just
just
even
even
what
what
people
people
think,
think,
and
and
just
just
walking
walking
around with
around with
all of
all of
that.
that.
Because
Because
sometimes you
sometimes
could,
you can,
as
as
when you
when you
have
have
that
that
prophetic,
prophetic,
you
you
could
can
feel
feel
people
people
too.
too.
and
and
I
I
would
would
internalize
internalize
it
it
instead
instead
of
of
just
just
keep it
keep it
where it
where it was.
was.
Yeah.
And
And
so
so
all of
all of
that
that
extra,
extra,
it
it
was
was
weighing
weighing
heavy
heavy
on me.
on me.
But when
But
I
when I
left,
left,
I
I
remember
remember
I
I
haven't, and
haven't
I
and I
haven't
haven't
been the
been the
same
same
since.
since.
Um,
Um,
but
but
all of
all of
that
that
just,
just
I
I
felt
felt
so
so
much
much
lighter.
lighter. Mm-hmm.
And
And
God has
God
been
has been
teaching
teaching
me
me
how to
how to
stay
stay
in
in
that
that
place
place
where
where I don't have to.
I don't
I don't
have to,
have to.
uh,
Uh,
well, what
well,
people
what people
say,
say,
dim your
dim your
light for
light for
anybody.
anybody. Mm-hmm.
I can
I can
be
be
myself.
myself.
I
I
don't
don't
have
have
to
to
hold
hold
back
back
or
or
feel
feel
certain
certain
like I
like I
can't
can't
be
be
who
who
I
I
am
am
around
around
people and
people and
all of
all of
that.
that.
And
And
so
so
it's,
it's, you know,
I have
I have
been through
been through
that
that
part
part
of,
of.
I
I
mean,
mean,
like I said,
like I
I
said, I
knew
knew
God was
God was
there, but
there,
it's
but
like,
it's
you're
like you're
not
not
saying
saying
nothing.
nothing.
What's
What's
going on?
going? Yeah.
But it
But it
takes
takes
time, and
time, and
God
God
knows
knows
what He's
what He's
doing.
doing.
and He
and He
knows how
knows
to
how to
take
take
everything.
everything,
Everything.
everything. If we let
Him
Him
lead
lead
us,
us,
He
He
even will
even will
take
take
our
our
human
human
mistake. Because
mistake.
I
Because
have
I have
made
made
some
some
human
human
mistakes
mistakes
in
in
this
this
human
human
body
body
that
that
I have
I have
done
done
some
some
things, and
things,
it's
and it's
like
like
God
God
knows how
knows
to
how to
even
even
take
take
those
those
things
things
and
and
turn it
turn it
and
and
make
make
them
them
work
work
for
for
our
our
good.
good.
If we
If we
learn the
learn the
lessons,
lessons,
if
if
we
we
learn the
learn the
lessons
lessons
and
and
come
come
out,
out,
God,
God,
God
God
can do
can do
anything.
anything.
And
And
I
I
know I'm
know I'm
not
not
done
done
yet
yet
because
because
obviously I'm
obviously I'm
still
still
here.
here.
I
I
just
just
know
know
I
I
like
like
where
where
I
I
am
am
now,
now. Yeah.
and I
And
don't
I don't
have
have
to
to
hide
hide
or
or whatever.
whatever.
Yes.
Because
Because
in
in
life,
life,
life
life
is to
is
be
to be
enjoyed.
enjoyed.
Life is
Life is
gonna
gonna
life
life
when it
when it
does,
does,
but
but
life is
life is
meant to
meant to
be
be
enjoyed.
enjoyed.
And
And
I don't
I
want
don't
to
want to
waste
waste
any
any
more
more
days
days
in
in
that
that
fog,
fog,
in
in
that
that
darkness,
darkness,
and
and
with
with
all
all
the
the
heavy.
heavy. No more.
I don't want to live
Live
like
like
that.
that. You know what? You don't even want to associate it with in your life anymore. It's like I don't have time for that anymore, y'all.
Right,
Right.
right,
Right. Yeah.
right.
I got you on that because life alone is not always easy. He never promised us that. And I think that's when we forget, especially when we don't hear him, we get kind of get a little anxiety. You know, like,
Yeah.
wait, you still with me? You know, like, you with me. But he said, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. So if he says that, his word is his word. He cannot go back on his word. And he said, what I started in you, I'm able to perform it. I'm going to bring it to pass. If you think about all the things that God has spoken over your life, because I was sharing with you earlier, there are sometimes I'd be like, God, I don't feel like talking. I just don't want to talk. They're like, even like, there's times I get like that just by myself. I just like, I'm tired of talking. I just want to be quiet. Just want to be, just like they said, just chill. I just want to chill and settle on down, right? But there are times that I do want to say, well, God, I don't understand this. Right. And God is saying, but daughter, you got to trust me. See, a lot of times we are going through the process, but we're forgetting that we are still yet on that potter's wheel. There's some lumps. There's some clay that came loose. There's some cracks in the vessel. So he's got to go and repair us over and over again. And I'd rather stay on the wheel than to come off and not have no foundation. But if we go to Psalms as we get ready to close tonight on this, and this is good. This is good. He says in Psalms, the 27, and let me say, I'm going to go up to here in the 7th verse. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice. Have mercy also upon me and answer me. Listen to David. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice. Have mercy also upon me. Thank God for his grace and mercy that endure forever. And answer me. When thou saidst, seek ye my face, my heart said unto thee, thy face, Lord, will I seek. Hide not thy face far from me. Put not thy servant away in anger. Ooh, God, don't get rid of me. Thou hast been my help. Leave me not, neither forsake me. This is the old David. Oh God of my salvation. David said, Lord, I done messed up royally. Don't leave me in my demise. He says
In the 10th verse, when my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up. He will take me up. He said, Lord, I know I got to go through this process. And I said to y'all, some of y'all that God has given y'all instructions how to come out and do, but you refuse to listen. So now you're in a pivotal position that you are going to go through the process now. So now you be like, okay, what process you in? That means I back up, let God handle it. Okay? Here we go. That means back up, let God handle it. Hello? Okay? Hold on. So he says, when my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up. Teach me that way. See, what you didn't listen to, God said, I'm going to show you through the process. Woo. Teach me that way, oh Lord, and lead me in the plain path because of my enemies. David had a lot of enemies. Deliver me not over unto the will of my enemies. And in this process, as you're going through, he's not going to turn you over to your enemy. But he is going to let you feel those whoopings. You are going to feel it. Because those whoopings are going to be something that will sustain you down the line. Oh, God. Okay. He said, deliver me not over unto the will of my enemies. For false witness are risen up against me, and such as breathe out cruelty. I had fainted, David said, Lord, I had fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait on the Lord and be of good courage. He shall strengthen our heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Many times we go through in our closing remarks. Many times we say, God, don't let my enemy get the best of me. God, bring me out, deliver me. And God has said, I'm not going to let them get the best of you. But in the midst, David had to learn what had taken place did cause him to get a whooping. God has to, he got to chastise us. Because if we don't go around and get chastised by our father or our mother, our parents, our spiritual parents, and our natural, we are going to be a reckless mess. Any child that is left to just raise himself, guess what? And it's so sad today because we got all these children modernized on all these electronics that we ain't got to really parent them. But how about putting that down and parent them? Teach them. Don't let the TikTok, don't let YouTube, don't let all the cartoons raise your children. Raise your children. Teach them values. And God is saying, I'm going to allow you to feel what you did. So next time, you won't be so quick to touch that fire. See, if I never let you get burned, you'll never know that fire is really hot. It will burn you. You will never know tonight. They said it burned me, but it didn't. But Pastor Stephen just gave a living testimony. She had third-degree burns. She could have died. The smoke and ventilation could have actually got in her lungs and took her out. But look at it. Even in the midst of you falling, going face forward in the fire, somebody, your sister, snapped you out. That's how God does. He'll let you think, okay, you're going to feel this. You'll be like, I don't know what that was. You know, there's some whoopers I got. I don't never want to go through that again.
And I used to tell my children, I'm chastising you. I want you, and they talk about it now. We laugh now. They be like, Mama, you remember you said something? And I was telling Brandon something at the church, and Brandon said, just kept doing what he doing. I just took the keys, like, get that. He remembers that. He's like, Mom, yeah, Mama. Whatever I got in my hand and you ain't listening, I'm finna get your full attention. Hear me. They're like, Mom, you remember when we was going to Northwest and we kept getting up late going to school thinking Mama gonna take it? I said, oh, y'all walking today? It was small. I was teaching them. You are not going to depend on Mama all your life. I'm looking at you to grow up and take responsibility. Responsibility is for you going to school, educating yourself, come home, do your homework, do your chores, and do what I tell you. Now, if you can't follow the lines, you're going to get rolled up, you're going to get a whooping, you might get a punishment, you might not be able to go out for a long time. Just depending on what's going on in the process. So, if those days, it's like, man, that kept, when they go back and think, they say, that really kept me from a lot, doing some crazy stuff. And I tell them now, I don't care how grown you get. You're doing something crazy, I'm finna throw some keys. Somebody will be dodging. Because I'm trying to keep you from going in a destructive way, like I said to the young man. Now it's your job. You went and served your time, right? So you need to go back and tell them, it wasn't Kamala that locked me up. It was my doing that caused me to get locked up. You must be honest with them and stop trying to look, because you know black people love a deal. Ooh, give me a deal. Ooh, that's another black owner. Give me a deal. We're not gonna give you no deal. You ain't going to nobody else's store. You ain't gonna go in the Macy's. You ain't gonna go to the dealers asking for a deal. If you don't pay $100 at that store, you will be able to pay $100 at mine, right? But when we always want a deal, we want the hookup. Give me the hookup. Y'all remember that movie came out? What's the name was it? They wanted the hookup. But we got to stop getting the hookup. What's the name of that?
I got the hookup.
See, they done named the crazy movie. We got to stop looking for a hookup and go through the process. We can no longer ride on anybody's skirt tails. We got to grow up now. We got to grow up. You imagine, and I'm going to bring it in. Pastor, I'm coming to you. But you imagine, in the midst of Harriet Tubman falling out, having seizures, blinking out. But God said, okay, that's not going to stop you. I still need you to lead my people out, Moses. There was times, prophets, that she had to remind them who in charge. There was times that she had to point that gun at them and say, oh, no, girl. Because see, if you go back, you're going to put us all at stake. You're going to put us all in danger. She had to stand her ground. She had to stand her ground that I'm coming to get my people. When she made a determination, I'll be back to get my family. She didn't let nothing stop her. Even though they was trying to entrap her, what happened? She stayed focused. That was a journey. She was determined to get her people to freedom. So we just thank God tonight that God is determined to get us to this place of freedom. Let me hear from you, Pastor, with your closing remarks.
I truly want to thank God for the word tonight. It always something that we need and something that we've been going through, but when you telling us to talk about, the things, we've been through and, how we can get,
There you go. Yeah, we hear you. Yeah, we hear you.
Here.
You going in and
I
out?
just thank God for the
Okay.
word tonight. I just thank God for everything that was said. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, I just thank God for the word and everything that was said because truly, like you said, we don't realize, like you said, you get the prophecy, you have to move on it. You can't just sit on it and just say, okay, I'll do it later. Like you just said, I don't, when you get a whoop or when you get chastised, then you're gonna say, oh, next time I know to do better. So I just want us to get to that point, where when we hear what has been spoken or what has been said, then we move on it. Don't mess around because there's no time to do that. Because when the word comes forth, it's something that we know is coming from our heavenly Father, from God, that we act on it and do what He told us to do. Because once you do once you do what He told you to do already, you already know you're gonna come out good on the other side. But if you sit there and just say, okay, well, I'll do it later, like you said, there's no time for doing things later. The time is now.
Yes.
So everything that was said tonight, I just thank God for it because we need this. We need the sessions like this where we're open and where we're free to tell our stories, we're free to tell our testimony. Because we don't know who's listening, we don't know who's signing in. There's someone that's being helped tonight
Yes.
because of us opening up and telling our testimonies and our stories. So I really and truly thank God tonight, and I just pray that that we know, like you said earlier, the covenant that God has with us, He's not going to go back on His covenant. Everything that He's told us He's going to do, but we need to. I think a lot of times what we do, we look at things, it's a human thing. We try to question things. We want to know when it's going to happen, when it's going to get done. We don't have to know all that. We just need to know that it's going to be done. And like I said, I just thank God for the word. I thank God for each and everyone that's on the panel tonight. And truly, for me, I appreciate this tonight. I really do because it helped me to be a little bit more transparent, a little more open because we need that. We need that in this time right now. We really do because there's not a lot of transparency going on in certain areas, and you know what I'm referring to. So if we just begin to be open and we begin to help others, and we're going to see, how they came out too of their situation just by listening to what we were talking about. And I thank God for tonight, and I thank God for each and every one tonight on the panel.
Yes. Let me hear from you, prophets.
I thank God for the word tonight too, um, and for everybody's stories and input. When you were talking earlier about the fire and going through, one thing I'm learning now, God's instructions are his boundaries are like boundaries for us, to keep us out of trouble and to keep his protection around us. Because even things that you shared with me recently, the instructions you were given by God, and had you not followed them, I mean, God knows everything. It's amazing how He knows what's ahead. We might not always understand it, and sometimes it may be as challenging to our comfort zone or challenging to what we think we should do. But I am learning His instructions, whether it be in His Word or specific instructions for us. He knows what He's doing, and I'm still learning to trust. But I thank God for. I mean, even I do trust, but I'm still learning to trust even more. But I think, and I do thank God for all of what's been said tonight. And I pray. I don't know. For some reason, I felt like when we were talking, it's like we had been in this place before. For some reason, I had this conversation before, but I believe safe spaces like this need to be open, especially for people who follow God. Because a lot of people sit on things because they feel like they can't trust people with the information. And, not just the judgmental stuff, but people just running and talking and telling stuff. And so the more we have this kind of safe spaces, I think it'll be so beneficial to get that release. And because we all, we hear about breakthrough and release, but that's how a lot of that stuff can come to pass too. It's through having safe spaces to talk about real things and this real walk that we go through, this journey that we have with God. So I thank God for tonight.
Thank God for, thank you all. I want to say to God be the glory for all that He has said and done. We pray that you have really just took in consideration everything that was being said tonight, that you understand you're not by yourself. We are one. We are not by ourselves. We are as one. You will find out if you ever got ready to sit down with somebody that you can trust and open up to, you'll find out you are not alone. You are not, and I love sharing my scars. See my scars? I be showing my wound scar. I've been there, done that. You can come out of it. I do say whatever you're going through, you can come out of it. Watch this video as we go out. I thank God for Prophetess Harrison, apostles, evangelists, pastor, bishop, every one of y'all that allowed us to come in for the moment to share this knowledge, to share this growth. We are growing together. Watch this video.
Let me put the nail in this coffin real tight. God hates a liar. God hates a liar. Proverb chapter 6 verse 16 says, "These 6 things doth the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. A heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren." In the short list of 7 things that God hates, 2 amongst them are lying. This can be a little bit confusing to us as people, as we may not typically consider lying or pride as an emergency situation to fix in our lives. But it is not the same with God. The truth is, lying is contrary to the nature of God. The Bible says that God is truth. John chapter 14, verse 16. Jesus answered, "I am the way, and the truth, and the life." The Word of God is truth. John chapter 17, verse 17 says, "Sanctify them by the truth. Your word is truth." Hence, we are going against our Father's divine nature when we lie. However, the Bible tells us who the father of lies is. John chapter 8, verse 44 says, "You belong to your father, the devil, and you want to carry out your father's desires. He was a murderer from the beginning, not holding to the truth, for there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks his native language, for he is a liar and the father of lies." Liars are of the devil, not of God. Lying is contrary to the nature of God. The truth is, it is challenging to contend with the short-term challenge that comes with the truth. However, it brings long-term peace. Building relationships on lies lead to long-term troubles. When we speak the truth, we are building rewards in the future. The trait of thinking of your future is called prudence, and the Bible has a lot of good things to say about the prudent man. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 3 says, "The prudent sees the evil and hides himself, but the naive go on and are punished for it." The liar in this case is the naive man, and Solomon says that he will be punished for it. A story is told of a little kid that said so many lies that his father wanted to teach him many lessons. So he got a brand new piece of wood and forced 10 nails into this piece of wood, and he called his kid and said, "Dave, you recently told 10 lies. I want you to go and apologize for every lie that you told, and as you apologize for each lie, we will remove one piece of nail from the wood." So the boy went about apologizing for his lies. When he finished and the 10th nail was removed, the boy responded that the 10 nails were gone, but the erosion and marks left by the nails remained, and the father tells him, "Now you have learned the lessons, that is, the cost of lying. It erodes trust and scars reputations." You may lie to yourself that you are sparing the person you are lying to, or you may tell yourself that you are being nice. However, the truth sets people free. Just like any other sin, lies only provide short-term benefits. We are at a crossroads between telling the truth and lying. We have a choice to either tell a lie and disappoint God, our Father, or tell the truth and make God happy. We also lie due to a lack of courage. Do not fear people. Before you speak the truth, be confident, and know God has your back. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, and of love, and of a sound mind. We can be running late and tell our friends that we are 10 minutes away when we are 40 minutes away. However, lying only adds to your current problem. Lies just make the situation worse. Typically, after speaking the truth, we suffer a backlash as the receiver may react in an unpleasant mood in order to work through their emotions. However, people appreciate honesty. Cowardice erodes the self-respect that you have for yourself, which leads you to become more likely to lie in the future as you erode your personal character. I will advise that if you cannot tell the truth, refrain from giving answers. Plead the fifth. It may sound amusing, but you can plead the fifth. You have the right to refuse to give answers. There are times when it is better to be silent. You do not need to give your opinion on everything. Maybe you need to build your courage after you are asked a question. Perhaps you need to take 10 minutes and come back. Proverbs chapter 17, verse 28 says, "Even a fool, when he holdeth his peace, is counted wise, and he that shutteth his lips is esteemed a man of understanding." The costs of cowardice is too high. In the Bible, topping the list of those going to hell are the cowards. Revelation chapter 21, verse 8 reads, "But as for the cowardly, the faithless, the detestable, as for the murderers, the sexually immoral, sorcerers, idolaters, and all liars, their portion will be in the lake that burns with fire and sulfur, which is the second death." We are the Christian body, and we are not cowards. Cowardice is not a fruit of Christianity. Although it could be tempting to sin and enjoy the short-term pleasures, we must endure to the end. In confronting our lying tongue, we need to begin with the truth and name lies for what they truly are. We have many names for lies. However, first step in overcoming lies is to call your lies a sin. We sometimes try to evade this by calling them white lies or habits in order not to face the reality that we are sinning. Do not call it a white lie. What is the fate of a liar? But the fearful and unbelieving, and the abominable, and murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars, shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. Revelation chapter 21, verse 8. This is the second death. Amongst the terrible list is liars. We might see lying as little consequence activity, but the Bible says that liars and sorcerers have the same fate. Lying is costly. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 1 says, "A good name is more desirable than great riches. To be esteemed is better than silver or gold." Your word should be your bond. Say the truth or stay silent. Only be strong and courageous. Speak the truth and stay prudent.